It's not a secret. I think everyone who paid attention knew that he was very controlling over what I wore, to a degree, who I was friends with, and even when I would stream. So, when it was definitely slow over time that bad things started happening.
Yeah,
at
usually,
the start, it would be things like, for example, he would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruise very easily. He would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye, but he always, you know, was like, oh, it's an accident. And I was like, oh yeah, it's an accident. Like, you know, of course I'm not gonna think that, you know, he's, yeah, I just,
like, he probably didn't.
I just kind of was, you know, I just brushed it off, and
I doubt that he threw the phone to hurt her, like, realistically. I think he looks like he starved for attention for the most part. So I'm pretty sure he was just trying to get like something out of her, kind of thing, like just like emotion and response, yada yada yada.
She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. I will throw you and show you an example, chat. I'm brushing my teeth. Right here. Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed.
Yeah, like pretty much, like, that's what I assumed with the water bottles and the phone. Like, it's not a big deal. It probably bounced into her eye or whatever, or like he missed, or like he threw it too hard, kind of like miscalculated. Like, again, I don't think those two were a big issue. People making a big issue out of those two, like the water bottle and the phone, is kind of stupid. It's the other stuff. And I'm pretty sure what he's gonna say about like the kiss and then like bringing his hand down to, you know, the business area. Pretty sure he's just gonna say that, you know, multiple breakups, multiple getting back together kind of thing. So mixed signals, blah blah blah. And then as soon as she screamed, I stopped. I walked away. I didn't want, like, I'm sure he's gonna say stuff like that. But, and again, I don't even consider that to be the main issue. It is the manipulation throughout the relationship that is the issue. Everything else, in my opinion, is less important.
Over because I was going to bed, so I would just throw the phone. That's it. Mm-hmm. And when that's the whole thing. I didn't throw it at her. I want to make that very clear. I never threw it at her. I never hit her. And she even said in her situation that she bruises easily. She brushed over that I threw water bottles with her on my phone near her, but that wasn't during our fights. It would be throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got bruises from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. That's it. I did feel a lot of stress over the time of our relationship up until this point from her stalkers. From the ones that would show up at her old house, and also stalkers that just had from her TikTok postings. We found after being with each other that her stalkers had a lot from would come to her a lot from her short form content. These people were schizophrenic and would think that she is talking to them. Whether it was songs she played, the way she looked at the screen, or just the titles of the videos, these people started to feel she was talking to them and come to our house to stalk her. These people thought in their heads they were dating her. They were out of their mind and dangerous. I told her, if we're going to be serious about this relationship, I need her to stop posting as much and to not farm these people. She agreed and understood that it was a safety concern for not only me, but the house. Russell, Simply, Corey, or anyone that was in my house or anyone that was near us. She agreed. that she wouldn't want to hurt anyone else, and knew that posting these types of TikToks and posts can mess with us and is something I'm not comfortable with as a guy.
I think that's fair. Obviously, the way he would say it is what matters, but I think that's totally fair. If you are in a relationship and you are doing like provocative, again, obviously, like, is it his job to tell his woman what to wear, what to do? No, but he can say this is causing a problem, and if you don't stop, I don't think we can be in a relationship. And because you're putting everyone else at risk, you might also need to move out, because you are putting people at risk. If that is the case, that is the argument he's making, right?
So for a long time after the like cover-up allegations happened and he was like starting to kind of struggle on his stream, he never wanted to stream at the same time as me. Like, we really avoided it. And to me at the time it made sense, because, you know, I was like, well, of course, like, you know, we share a lot of community members. If we're live at separate times, we're both gonna perform better, you know, it makes sense. But yeah, we were never really live doing the same thing at the same time for a long time, with the exception of like things like events or sponsors or like, you know, just special things. For a very long time. And a lot of you guys probably noticed that I would only usually stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. That was because of him. And now I stream whenever I want. But the first time that we ever streamed at the same time was for the 2024 Rust Kingdoms event on Twitch. We were sharing drops. So it was the first time in a very long time that we were both going to be live at the same time doing the same thing, basically. I know you're probably like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? But
give it a second.
It'll make sense a bit. So I'm live, he's live, we're both streaming, and like I said, you can go find all of this. This is public. There are clips of this. We're both streaming the Rust event, and I thought it was going really well. I thought everyone was having fun. I was like, oh, this is great. Everyone's, you know, doing the same thing at the same time. We're all hanging out. You know, we're gonna have fun. Like, I was really, really excited. And then I start seeing in my chat people start saying unofficial Miz raid, yeah. And I'm like, what does that mean? And then I check my Discord messages, and he's messaging me. He's saying like, Emmy, you know, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna KMS. I waited so long for this, etc. Basically he was upset because I had higher viewership than him.
So in September in 2022, a lot of you guys know, I was canceled by Trainwrecks and others trying to claim I covered up sexual assault. Yeah. It was proven wrong, but that destroyed my mental health. I felt like my brain cracked, and I was never the same since. I was suicidal, depressed, and I didn't know what to do with my own life. Right. Every day felt like an absolute nightmare. I was losing OTK, my mental health, and all my friends. Emiru was one of the only people that were there for me. She ditched sponsors to go with me to Japan.
Dry our lips.
She went with me anywhere I needed because she wanted me to be happy. And she knew sometimes I freaked out, I lashed out, but she loved me and she knew I was in a terrible mental place. Okay. It got so bad that stress and constant talking about the same things over and over and no sleep and depression that most of my hair started to fall out and Emiru started to hurt herself while we were in Japan. As this time happened, I was a massive wreck. I couldn't think straight, and being that Emiru hung out with me all day, she too started to become high-strung. Ugh. We would yell at each other, fight, and argue all the time. Yep. Things we never once did. I felt this relationship was taking a huge strain, but I thought it could be fixed over time since things were just so amazing that first year.
Yeah, it's honeymoon.
But I'm so gay. But as we stayed around longer, I started resenting her a lot more. You can take it out of remote-only mode. But as we stayed around longer, I started resenting her a lot more.
You're so gay.
I don't want to talk about this. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression. I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times. She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas, she told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening.
Damn, talk about toxic relationship. Jesus.
I'm just going to leak everything because I don't really care.
Oh, let's go.
This is the situation. I told her that a stalker's at the house. I'm freaking out. What is happening?
Call me when you can. I'll call you back later. I feel like shit right now. I literally want to kill myself. I can't take this anymore. I feel so alone in life.
Can you call me? I'll call you. I literally want to kill myself. I can't take this anymore.
Okay.
I feel so alone and like a problem.
Okay.
So just want to show this. She was also using the I want to kill myself a lot in our situation and relationship.
Such a toxic
This is while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers. This stalker who was at my house, his background picture was Emiru. And when he talked to the cops, he was in love with her and thought that she was talking to him. It is disgusting what these stalkers can do.
Yeah,
I will say this.
100%.
The fact that this guy came to my house and the result of it was a cop brought him down the street to a QT, which is a 7-Eleven, 15 minutes away, and that's all they did, is terrifying for these girls and terrifying for the situation in general.
100%. I love
Why was viewership so important? I will bluntly say this, and I'm very honest.
Okay.
Was, and I still am, but I very much was someone that was massively obsessed with streaming and viewership.
Okay. Please
And when my cancellation happened, and even before it, I mean, it's something you guys know. I've been massively obsessed with streaming and viewership over the years, and it's disgusting and it has ruined my fucking life. It is something that I am envious of others. I am angry at others because of it. It makes me jealous when I see others doing well. And it has made me realize that I am, I'm never happy for someone else if they're doing much better than me. You guys know this is true if you watch my old stream. I've always been this way. I've been very envious of other people.
Fair. Okay.
And
at least he knows.
It's a problem. It's a serious. I'm definitely way better than I was now, or I am now. But it's a serious problem that I am still working on to this day. I am not perfect, and I fucked up with that. I've been this way for a very fucking long time.
Like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour, and like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us. And this wasn't like even necessarily because of me or like because of something I did a lot of the time. Like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food and he was on his phone and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video, and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
Good times.
Did you really drive 150 miles an hour? I'm going to say this very clear. If you know me in Austin, Texas, I drive fast everywhere. I drive fast literally everywhere. I'm in an Audi R8 in Austin, Texas, where the freeways are open. I drive fast all the time.
Well, the question is about the killing yourself and her in the car. That's the question, because of the Mr. Beast thing.
I do. I don't even remember what situation she was talking about.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we were in cars with each other all the time. I remember one time when she was picking me up from the airport, and she was in her blue Corvette, and she started the speed when we were on a straightaway when she was getting mad, and she stayed quiet. I don't remember the exact speed she got up to, but we were definitely flying.
A week after this breakup, he asked to come over to my house for closure.
Definitely doesn't help, Mizkif.
And I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. So yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with.
Good.
But
That's good.
I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then, suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And, I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like. And, instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay,
made you feel guilty. Right?
I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go. And he immediately left my house while I was still crying.
Oh, okay.
One day, Emmy posted a very provocative picture, one that she knew I would hate, and she posted it to make me upset. She admitted that she made me upset with it, and we got into a heated argument, and I broke up with her.
The rabbit?
We broke up for about a month, then got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food, and then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted.
Yeah.
She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong or did wrong in general.
That's the one. Again, like I said, if it's like, again, it's like the multiple breakup and coming back together. If he starts kissing you and you're not doing anything, if he like hugs you, then kisses you and you're not doing anything, then, I mean, I'm sorry, but it's like you guys had sex multiple times by then. He would probably think it's okay. Like, it is what it is. It's just normal.
I got scared and left the house.
Yep. Obviously.
I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
Well, I mean, it's a weird situation, for sure.
But we got back together soon afterwards.
Oh.
And during those last few months where we were fighting, we were still fighting, but it did feel like the relationship had good progress. And we were both agreed we need to talk about our future. Since it's been 3 years, we should see what we want. And Emmy had an idea to write down everything we wanted on paper. I'm going to let everyone know that what I'm about to say is very true. This is exactly what happened, and she cannot argue this.
Okay. Yeah.
One day, after staying over Emiru's house, Emiru made me breakfast, and she wrote down everything she wanted. Okay. She wrote she wants me to move closer to her. She wrote that she wants me to marry her, and she wants kids with me in the next 5 years. And I just looked at this letter that was staring in front of me, and I just handed her back the paper. She began to cry, and I told her, I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. I knew we were just beyond the point of toxicity in the relationship, that our trust had completely died, and that we had so many issues that I couldn't deal with it, and I was not mentally well.
Yeah.
I walked away. I went to her door, and as I opened it, the last words I ever heard her say is, "Don't go, I love you."
Which, funny enough, that is something that he did write in his text to her. In that slew of texts that he sent her later. Which, by the way, would be interesting if he has the same texts. And if she replied to any of them. Because on hers it shows she doesn't, but she could have deleted that, right? It's fucked up.
That week,
I love drama.
I made flights to Japan because I didn't want to sit around and wait to possibly get back together again.
Okay, fair.
I have never talked to her in person since. I have messaged her numerous times wondering why I have been removed from OTK, Discords, and I was very scared because I didn't know what was going on. Nobody was talking to me or contacting me, and I have had so much regret. Times where I wanted to go back, times where I've drunk messaged her love letters, as you saw on stream.
Yep.
But after 10 months, I know we're much better off without each other. I did see her at a party once at Simply's house. The house was very small, and I opened the door, I said whoops, and proceeded to talk in the other room about what I possibly did wrong, and began to bawl out and be depressed because I just saw my ex-girlfriend. I want to make it very clear. I was not following her, nor lingering around her. I was with others the entire night. The house is about 2,000 square feet.
Now we'll need your friend to corroborate that he didn't actually go up to Emiru and apologize to her. That you were acting weird that whole night. There's so many, like, we need like so many people to corroborate what either of you is saying. It's kind of crazy.
With about 50 people there. I, of course, was near her, but I was never following her.
He was super apologetic, and he was saying he didn't want to lose me, which wasn't the first time that he like did something like that and was like, you know, basically begging me not to leave.
Is.
But that was definitely the most extreme time. And again, like I said, I always had the hope that things would be cordial, or that, you know, we could be fine with each other. So I agreed, and we agreed we were going to talk about all of that.
Manipulated,
We talked about it about a week later, and instead of apologizing for anything, he basically told me that he realized he needed to go to Japan and LA to get his viewership back up, and he was basically too young to focus on friendships and relationships. And it was
Okay, so his new strategy was I wanna pretend like I'm no longer interested in you, right? I'ma just do my own thing and focus on the stream, and because of that, I'm going to Japan, and I just don't care about you anymore. How cool am I?
I mean, despite everything, like I said, I still cared about him, so it was still hard. And I mean, it was like a mix of feelings, you know, like I was devastated, but I was also so relieved. But because of the past incidents during like other fights,
Shouldn't be relieved
and
yet.
times I would try to separate myself from him. Past incidents during those times of him manipulating me into staying close with him and giving him more chances, sexually assaulting me, the abuse, and just him generally not being a very nice person. After that, I decided that the only solution and way for me to move forward, I made the hard decision, but I know now for sure the right one,
Yep.
was to finally completely cut contact with him. I knew it'd be very hard because our careers and our communities were so intertwined, but I knew that I had to do it and that there was no other choice. This was after he came back from his first trip to Japan. There was a party that I attended several months after I first went into contact with him. I was aware that he would be there, and I thought it'd be fine. I thought it wouldn't be a big deal. I thought I'll just let him have his space, I'll have my space, you know, it's not a big deal. We're adults, right?
Nope, you're not adults.
During
You're
this
not.
party,
Like, you might be, but he's
I
definitely
felt
not.
like he was following me around and monitoring me,
100%.
but I thought that I was just being paranoid. I was like, it's probably just in your head. I was hanging out with
not in your head.
Nick and Catchy and a couple other friends.
Oh boy.
And at some point, Nick was like, it's too fucking loud down here, let's go upstairs. No one's upstairs.
Suddenly he's upstairs.
Let's just go, you know, chill in a room and like talk where it's not so loud. And I was like, okay. So they, as a group, went upstairs first without me, but it took me a bit longer to get up there because someone like stopped me and was talking to me. And I did feel like, I mean, he was like standing pretty close to that person. I felt like he was watching me, but again, I thought I was just being paranoid. But I went upstairs. I was hanging out with Nick and Kachi and, you know, our other friends. And then about 30 minutes later, the room that we're in, the door opens. It's Miz.
There's Miz.
He opens the door.
And he's like, he looks at you, makes eye contact with you, tries to just talk to everyone except you, and then leave.
Contact with me, goes, ooh. And then closes the door.
Oh, even more, even worse.
I was like, what the fuck? But again, I was still trying my best to, you know, give the benefit of the doubt. Like, you know, maybe it's just like an awkward situation or something. But a couple months later, the person that he was hanging out with that night reached out to me privately and was apologizing. And I was like, why? And they're like, I just felt like I had to apologize to you because I felt so bad and so embarrassed of what was going on. Like, yes, he wanted to see what you were doing. He was saying, like, I want to go see what's upstairs, and he was checking every room. And then after he opened the room that you were in with...
I miss being obsessed with women. It's such a unique experience. It's such a unique experience to be like a fucking degenerate like that. Yeah, it's man, I literally like have days when like I'm thinking about like the shit like that I did, and man, like I cringe so bad that I just like, I was like, fuck man, like maybe I should kill myself. Like, and I didn't even do half the bad shit that he did. Right? I at least didn't manipulate, but I probably could have been pushed to manipulate. Right? Like again, I was a man-child, probably still am. So I think a lot of guys can to an extent relate. Right? Like I don't think it's like that unique to him. It's just that he had the possibility to push it further, and he never caught himself. And his guys, his boy friends, like men friends, did not keep him in check, basically. Like, it's stuff like this. You need your guy friends to, like, tell you you're a fucking idiot. But you need people who you respect to tell you that.
Nick, he closed the door and started laughing, and then he just wanted to talk about, you know, how you guys broke up for the next, like, however many hours of the night.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wow, okay. And so during this stream, he was covering what happened to me, Ray, and Senna. He decided that he was going to tell more of my personal stalker stories that I've never personally talked about or shared publicly myself.
Oof.
And one of these stories was one that, like, no one knew at all, and, like, it just felt so shitty because at the time that those things happened, like, you know, all the people that lived in that area together, we all came together and we all kind of decided, and this was heavily pushed by him, we should never talk about this because, you know, people are going to be weird. It puts Emmy in more danger, and, you know, it gives people ideas, so we're never going to talk about it. But, you know, of course, some big drama that he's not involved in, and he finds a way to, you know, bring up, oh, I was there for something that happened to Emmy. Mm-hmm. He does it. He was on a stream talking about these personal stories of mine, and I caught wind of it. And by the way, it was also so frustrating not say anything at this time because the way he told those stories, he kind of framed himself as like
the savior,
the hero.
Yep.
He was like, oh, I held the stalker at gunpoint. No. Yeah. The only person who ever came into contact face-to-face with that stalker before the police came was Bonnie. Bonnie is the person who found that guy outside, went inside, told everyone, called the police. The police came. All Miz did was he stood far away from the front door, behind glass and metal, with a gun. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Still very scary, but why are you acting like you, like, If anyone deserves credit for that, it's Bonnie. Like, it's literally stolen valor. I'm so glad I finally get to say that, because she is the one who, like, kept everyone in those 2 houses safe, not him.
Oh, God.
The stalkers were getting worse. One stalker came to my house, and I had to point a gun at him for 30 minutes until the cops came.
We will need a corroboration of that by Bonnie, because Emiru claims that Miz was behind the door with a gun, and Bonnie confronted him. So again, something that we will need a confirmation from Bonnie. How did that stalker situation actually go?
These stalkers are no joke, and the pressure from the relationship, the anger I felt, and the stalkers.
She's so thick, it's unreal.
And the stalkers
fixer.
as a whole really made us lash out at each other.
The comments.
She would tell me that she doesn't realize what she's doing, that she didn't understand what she was doing wrong. But I would constantly tell her, on and off stream, that she needs to do more, because these stalkers are getting worse.
Yeah.
I know I wasn't perfect with my language or tone throughout this
Probably.
entire relationship. I know I wasn't.
Okay.
And I was aggressive at times. In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole.
Yeah.
Stop talking about past
Fair.
relationships. And yes, I didn't
Fair.
want her to travel without me. I also
Fair.
said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I
Also
didn't
fair.
want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe.
I heard from my friends, other streamers, and my employees that he had cooked up a plot that if I ever tried to talk about him, like about the abuse or anything else, he would try to go live and say that I killed my rabbits. And I was told that he approached several streamers who were around us a lot when we lived together and asked if they would basically back him up, and they refused. Obviously, they're not insane. And even something happened this weekend at TwitchCon. One of my employees told me he went up to them and he threatened them, saying, if Emmy ever tries to talk about me, I will destroy her. Whatever that means. And within the same night, he also texted one of my best friends, and he would have known that I would have been with this girl. He texted her saying, hey, worried about her, hope she's okay. You know, right after he just said to my employee and other people that he was gonna try to destroy my life. Yeah, all in the same night.
When it comes to Emiru, when she says that I was getting ready to go after her and that I was going to use her rabbits against her, that was never the plan. My plan for myself was very simple. If Emmy were to say something about me, I would say something back. That's it. I never had a plan in my life to go after her or do anything. It was if she ever said anything, I would say something as well. And that's completely understandable. I don't want to talk about this. Emiru has a lot of rabbits. It was her calling when she first moved in. These were a big part of her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them.
So, you don't have to turn off the chat, sure, to show like you can handle it, but turn off the TTS, that's just stupid.
Just because they felt terrible.
I mean, might as well make money while doing this, I guess, but still.
And my brother once came over and said, and I quote, if you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you. Here is a video up close of Emiru's rabbits. These are small little mites that are inside the rabbit cage, and she didn't care. She completely neglected these animals, and I'm not going to sit around and let people say that she didn't. People who came to my house knew that they were neglected. This is an up-close view of the rabbit cage being completely disgusting and neglected. She left them to die, and I'm not going to sit here and have her pretend she didn't. It's fucking disgusting.
I'm gonna need a date on that video. I'm just saying. I'm gonna need a date on that video. When were you, like, when and why were you taking that video before you broke up? That's something I would like to know. Like, what is the context of taking this video? Why is it still in your drive? Where did you find this video? And why did you take it to begin with? Like, that is a suspicious video, is all it is. Like, where did you get this video? Did you manufacture it after the breakup? And that's how you used it to, like, there's so many questions, right? Like, you can fabricate this video, right? Especially if, like, you threaten her months before, or like you plan to threaten her with it, you would already procure the evidence and make this video ahead of time, so that then later on you can threaten her with the stating that I will tell everyone you killed your rabbits. Again, I don't know which one is true. I'm just saying that it's like how where did you get this video? You know, like,
this is a video
skeptical.
from my own brother. I didn't record this.
Oh, it's from your brother. Okay.
These are mites all around her cage. Okay. I would tell her to take care of them all the time, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many died just over a year or two of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt bad, and my brother once came over and said that if I marry her, he'll never forgive me. In fact, when Maya came over during my cancellation, she actually commented on Emiru's rabbits and said, "These rabbits are completely neglected, and this is disgusting."
Gonna need Maya to confirm that claim. I told you, Maya is gonna get dragged into this, or the Hassan thing. I fucking knew it. Okay, she will get dragged into this. And if Maya confirms this one claim, which by the way, she doesn't have to, but I feel like the Mizkif guys will probably try to demand it. And this whole claim right now about the rabbits, I think Maya holds all the keys. Or all the balls, whatever. That's good. Oh man, this is gonna unravel so much shit.
Emiru wouldn't clean the cages, and the smell became so bad that we started to have the rabbits just be outside. I told her if that's the case, she's got to make sure she's giving them water, because they are her responsibility. Instead, these rabbits were left outside in 100-degree heat with no food or water or anything. Most of the time being in cages with no bedding besides poop all over the place. Emmy didn't care. She would sit inside and play League of Legends all day, and what this showed me is that I don't want her to be my children's mother, and I couldn't see myself marrying her. Can you clarify what, if anything, was said to her team at TwitchCon? I said that if she goes after me, then I will go nuclear, and that is exactly what I said.
Okay.
And that is what's going to happen.
Okay.
Because you can't mess with me anymore. I don't have anything to lose. I'm sorry I don't. Go
Sure.
after me all you want. I have nothing to lose. And I will say this proudly. Emiru abused those rabbits. She did. And if you're in Austin, Texas, and you want to say that she didn't abuse those rabbits at my house, you're lying. You know she did. She abused those rabbits and she let them outside. And it's disgusting. And I didn't want to bring this up ever. This was not something I planned on bringing up in my life. But it's something that she claims that she didn't do, and people are trying to defend her from that, like Asmongold, where he says that one of her rabbits she took and brought around. What about the other 6 rabbits